All right. Hey, call me Seltzer because I am truly hard.
Well, call me suicidal because that joke did it for me.
Say it in the comments. It was a great joke.
Yeah.
All right, we're back with another
happens-
episode of Giggleboys. I'm Eli Halpern.
And I'm Mike Eaton. We probably should have introduced the other person. So either way, this happens a lot where you have a joke that, like, you say it, it makes me cringe and hurt. And I'm like, I don't think that's a funny joke. And then you go on stage and you do it and it does very well. You're like, see, I fucking told you it's funny. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
What, you have a steroid one?
I have a lot. You don't like any of my jokes.
No, I like some of them.
Well, you got me on a pretty cool festival.
Yeah, I liked all of those.
That was fun, man.
That was fun.
We did a festival for a dating app called The Round. It was in. It was at
it was called Dreamland in Dripping Springs, and it was like a putt-putt course, an outdoor. It's an event space that hasn't fully opened up to the public yet. And Zach Kassler with The Round got in there and got it opened up. Dude, that app is actually pretty dope. At the beginning of quarantine, I ran like a dating show for them.
I've had it this whole time, and it's never like loaded for me.
Yeah, I think it's been in like beta and shit, and like
master beta.
That's actually pretty funny. But the purpose of the app was like not to be like a fuck app. Because, like, regardless of how hard you try or whatever your intentions are with Tinder or Bumble or Hinge, like, you're just on there to try and fuck. Like, maybe fucking turns into more, but, like, primary objective is to fuck. But The Round, like, they introduce you to people at, like, a set time, so you're definitely online for conversation. And then the conversations lead to them, like, partnering with local businesses and suggesting a date.
Yeah, they do, like, the work for you to match you up, right?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Full thing?
Yeah. So it's like it's made for relationships.
Yeah, so I don't even know. All I know is I went there and I performed.
Yeah.
Give us the backstory and how that all came to fruition.
Well, so Big Laugh Comedy Network, shout out to BLCN. They are now hosting this podcast. Giggity. But Big Laugh Comedy Network soon. And Richard's Rainwater are sponsors of The Round. And so they put together a festival to officially launch the app. The app has been in beta and test flight and all of that stuff, and now it's live, and you can go and do a round. So they had a bunch of music, and they had a bunch of comedy, and they had someone that had a COVID exposure, so they dropped out, and so they're like, hey, do you have anybody who could fill in? And I was like, oh, I know someone. My good buddy Eli. Because, I don't understand what it is, but even I really like you. And like when I met you, I was like, this is a funny person. He's a good guy to hang out with. And then basically everyone I've introduced you to has been like, oh, who the fuck is that? It's like, no, it's Eli. He's great. They're like, he's an insane person. And I was like, I don't know that that's true. And then one time I listened to you talk on stage and you were just telling real life stories. And I was like, yeah, he might be an insane person. Like, shit.
Well, you're the same way. You just know how to, like, turn it off. Like, you'll tell me really fucked up stories and be laughing the whole time. So I won't realize how bad it is until, I'm, like, process it at, like, the end. And I'm just like, wait, are you fucking serious, man? That's horrible. You were talking about, like, some health issue. And I was like, Jesus.
Oh. Dude, so I have this thing called coughing syncope. So, basically one of my lungs doesn't work that great, and every now and then when I take like a really big or really harsh hit of weed or an e-cig or something, I'll cough so hard that I can't breathe and get enough oxygen to my brain, and so my brain just shuts off for like 4 or 5 seconds. And one time I was sitting in a wax pen outside of an open mic in OC, and I'm with Dom Pierno and Alex Farvar. And they're sitting there, and I hit this wax pen, and then I did it, and I like started shaking, and I'm on the ground like convulsing, and they pulled out their phone to put it on Instagram. They're like, dude, you're like a fucking dolphin. Laughing. And I stood up, and I was like, oh, where am I? What's my name? And they're like, oh, dude, that was so funny. I was like, yeah, high five. I died for 4 seconds. Like,
yeah, everyone's like, yeah, good one. And you're like, oh, I'm going to die soon.
On a couple of occasions when it's happened, people have thought I was like doing a bit. They're like, man, look, you're like a regular Chris Farley. I was like,
yeah, the fact that you have to say a couple occasions is terrifying.
It's only happened once while I was driving.
too many. It's way too many times.
I mean, never.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not funny, but it's hilarious. It's so funny.
Yeah. Oh man, dude. Brittany is so sick of. So I like my anxiety manifests that like I'm just a super hypochondriac, and I just like 4 or 5 times a day assume I'm dying of stuff. And one day I had a pretty bad hangover, and we'd done a little bit of cocaine, so I had like that coke hangover, and I'm dying on the couch, and I'm googling heart attack symptoms. I was like, babe, I think I'm having a heart attack. She's like, no, you have a fucking hangover. You're not having a heart attack.
Could be both.
And then I look at the symptoms, and one of the symptoms of a heart attack is impending doom. And I was like, I definitely feel that. This is for sure a heart attack. All the doom is impending. This is terrifying. So,
but yeah, the festival.
Oh yeah, the festival was dope. That was a lot of fun.
It was great, man. It was like the vibe there was amazing. Everyone was really good looking.
Yeah,
and it was like outdoors. There's big art sculptures, and everyone was in a good mood. The weather was nice.
It was. My favorite part was that the comedy stage where they had positioned it, they backed it up to a putt-putt course. So directly behind where everybody was performing was like hole 7. And so when I first started it off, there were some people that asked me to roast them while they're up there, and so I did that. And then at one point there was a lady that was performing, and she was doing jokes about how she likes to fuck old guys while there are a bunch of people, like the only people there in their 50s are playing putt-putt. I was telling like a very aggressive sex joke, and there's a group of children.
Oh yeah, that video was hilarious.
It's so funny. I put it on my Instagram, but
I don't want to ruin your joke, but it was a very sexual punchline.
Yeah.
A very what's the word?
Graphic?
Starts with a V.
Vaginal? I had said pussy, so that's
whatever. Yeah, sure. And there's just 2 little kids like right behind you.
Yeah. Dude, that joke is...
It didn't even need context of the whole joke. Just the punchline with kids behind you. It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That joke is 100% real. like none of that has been anything but massaged to be like chronologically funny. But like legit, the first time...
Now you're just blue ballsing the audience by not telling it.
The joke is just about dirty talking with my wife. And like the first time we had sex... I'm like really awkward and uncomfortable, and so she was like, whose pussy is that? And I am a piece of shit, so I was like, well, I mean, technically it's your pussy. And like, you know, we laugh about it, and she's like, stop. But so I thought it would be funny to be like, if this is my dick and it's my dick and your pussy, your dick feels so good in my pussy. And that's so funny to me. And one night after we had sex,
funny on stage.
I didn't put it. I didn't put any oomph into that.
That's just like a great thing to say.
But so I'm screaming, "Your dick feels so good in my pussy," and there's just like 4 kids walking right behind me playing putt-putt. But the night that happened, I'm like laying next to her in bed, and she's like falling asleep, and she's like, "Why do you keep giggling?" I was like, "This is gonna be so funny."
Yeah, there's so many times when I'm like out on a date and I'm like, oh, that's great. I gotta write this down.
It sucks though, because sometimes though, now that like...
I want to turn this into a joke. I thought it'd say, if birds aren't real, then eating chicken is vegan. Have you heard about this whole birds aren't real
that feels so niche though. Yeah, the birds are government cameras and shit.
There's this page on Instagram called Birds Aren't Real. It's
started
verified.
On Reddit.
They have like 50,000 followers, maybe more. And it's all just like, Jesus.
Hey, Gary, would it be possible for you to pull up...
Can you edit out all
reddit.com/r/birds aren't real?
Apparently there's people out there that believe that the government holocausted all of the birds and then replaced them with government drones that look like birds.
Holocausted as a verb is pretty creative. That's probably not done a lot.
I think the Holocaust in general is pretty creative. Actually, no, everyone's
it's hack.
Yeah. Genocide is pretty hacky. I take that back.
Jeff Dunham's really creative. Okay. I will always shit on Jeff Dunham.
I mean, the word Holocaust is creative.
Dude, like, my parents went on their honeymoon to Germany, which is just weird in and of itself. But my dad insisted on their honeymoon that they stop by and do a tour of Dachau.
Of
Dachau, the concentration camp. So my parents on their honeymoon, the happiest time of their life, my dad was like, let's go see a concentration camp. So, of course, they got divorced 2 years later.
All right. I've got that pulled up, Mike.
I think my grandparents met at a concentration camp.
No, because then you wouldn't be here. There's no way both of them escaped. You don't have that kind of... Anyways, so birds aren't real. This is a subreddit.
No, they're both Nazis.
Well, that's clearly a rendering. Yeah. You got mad at Louis C.K. for making that joke.
Yeah, I did.
You were more mad at Louis C.K. for making a hack Nazi joke than any of his sexual allegations.
I mean, I honestly don't really know what he did. I didn't read about it. But I heard that...
Dude, I had such conflicting opinions on that.
I just remember getting the email from him. I'm signed up for his email list. And he was like, and in response to allegations, yeah, I did it. And I was like, ha, Louis.
Dude, I remember getting that email too. And so my first thought was like, okay, he's being like an adult and being responsible about it. I'm taking myself out of showbiz. I'm apologizing. This is what happened. I didn't realize I was abusing my power. So I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, he didn't realize he was abusing his power. He put these women in a shitty situation. And so I was like,
what's
all
the
right,
point of having power if you're not going to abuse it, though?
helping others.
No one does that with power.
Some people do that, but not most people do that.
Only powerless people help people.
No,
Name
that's not true.
3.
Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, you're going to put them up on a pedestal now?
No, I'm not putting them
You've
on a
been
pedestal. I'm
shitting
just
on
saying they
Elon
help
Musk
people.
since we met.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit, but he does help people.
Not intentionally.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it has to be intentional, but he definitely does help people. So do we want to talk about the birds aren't real?
Yeah. So pull up the map where it shows the feet as the charging coil. And, dude, can the viewers see this, Gary?
Yes. Yeah, they can.
They can just see your entire browser window?
They can just see...
Gary, pull up spankbang.com.
We're looking at a TV of ourselves. But yeah, the round was a great fucking time.
Yeah.
The Zach guy, great guy.
He's awesome.
Everyone I met was awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone's set was hilarious. I've just been like reverting to like old material because I'm so rusty because I used to be doing like 3 mics a night.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like lucky to do a couple a week.
Dude,
Is this what you wanted right here?
Yes, that one.
All right.
There we go.
There we got it.
All right, I'm charging you guys more after this.
The eyes of the cameras. That's just
Also,
not
inductive
good
charging
anyway.
is so inefficient. There's no way. Wireless charging sucks dick. Like, it charges so fucking slow. It's as fast as, like, the OG iPhone cable. It's half an amp a fucking minute or whatever. Or, no, it's 500 milliamps per hour.
Yeah, they should make Tesla pigeons.
At 500 milliamps per hour, a fucking iPhone 10 battery has 2,000 milliamps.
But the argument is that they can just line up on power cords. Up in the...
That's not how inductive charging works.
Hey, do you guys see this?
It's news to me.
I'm 90% sure that
Yeah,
inductive
we can see
charging
that.
is the same thing as
That's what we're
fucking
talking
like
about it.
Qi charging, QI. Hey, Gary, pull up and see if QI charging is inductive charging. So I'm pretty sure I'm right about this, which would mean if their idea is that they can charge on fucking power lines, that's like saying you could just set any fucking iPhone after the iPhone 10 up there with wireless charging on there if there's not a case too thick and put it on a power line that would start charging, which it definitely doesn't. But we should make Gary try.
All right, what am I looking up?
I don't know how that shit
QI, the letters QI, charging, inductive, question mark.
Why question mark?
Just because it's a question, not images.
Google doesn't pick up on that.
Yeah, it does.
Everything's a question. That's implied in the search.
Yeah, inductive is wireless. No, it's not implied in the search.
Yes, it is. You're not making a statement to Google.
No, I'm telling it the shit I'm interested in.
This is how inductive charging works, Google. And then it's like, okay, thanks. No. Everything is inherently a question.
Right, look, right there.
I might be wrong on this one. Yeah, but...
Wait, have you been putting question marks in your Google searches like this whole time?
No, that's the first time I've ever done it.
All right, thank God. I don't believe you, though.
But 100%. My Google search history is 100%. It just sounds like if you told a 5-year-old like what was going on in that sentence. Like, I never Google what is...
Oh, you use the keywords, you're saying?
Yeah. But there's no question.
Like, how long take?
No. Minutes travel this to this.
How long take ketamine wear off?
Yeah.
That's my last Google search.
No, but I've Googled, you know what's really fucking crazy is I've Googled probably 500 times cure hangover new. and then sorted by like recent results just to see if anybody's come up with some new shit that'll fix. And I'm also like not looking for a product to buy or like anything like that. I'm hoping that they're going to be like, spin around 3 times and touch your nose and your hangover will go away. We just found out.
I've heard that if you drink prickly pear juice before you drink.
Yeah, that doesn't help me when I'm fucking dying the next morning. Like, hey, go back in time and drink prickly pear juice.
You got to take preventative measures,
Don't bother using that time machine to kill Hitler. Go back to 2 hours before you drank and drink prickly pear juice.
That's okay. That's like you Googling how to not die from obesity. Like you should have been working out this whole time.
Yeah, but if you Google how to not die from obesity, they're going to say lose weight. But then there's like so many different ways to lose weight. Technically, you just need a caloric deficit. But realistically, you need a lot more than that. No, you need strategy, planning.
You need cardio.
You can do it without cardio.
That's pretty much it.
No, cardio doesn't even burn that many fucking calories. Anaerobic weightlifting does way more than fucking aerobic shit.
Yeah, but
because it burns calories for longer.
It doesn't build up your heart.
Nothing's going to build up my heart at this point. It's
cardio will.
No. Cocaine?
Cardio literally means heart.
Does it?
Yeah.
Cardio means heart?
Yeah.
Looks like I gotta look something up.
Jesus Christ. Cardio, so when you're saying like, hey guys, let's go do some heart.
There's a fucking bug.
Gary, you're fired.
Go to the lights, you idiot.
Yeah, why
There's 2 huge lights on us. Go to that, you fucking moth piece of shit.
It was attracted to the light bouncing off of your nose. It was like, look at that beacon.
Cardio means cardiovascular exercise.
Doesn't mean heart. Heart is one of the members of Captain Planet.
In a nutshell, the term aerobic means with
That's the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Aerobic exercise and activities are also called cardio, short for cardio.
Gary, it's the wrong thing.
In cardio etymology.
Just click.
You said cardio.
Yeah, just click other things.
This is going off
you don't
the
just
rails.
go off the first search result. Jesus Christ, are you guys fucking Google amateurs? What is wrong with you people? Not to lump you in with him.
Yeah, don't do that. Why are you screaming? You're not even on this podcast.
You said cardio means heart.
Stop talking.
All right, look up Cardi B.
I'm going to look up how Joe Rogan disciplines Jamie so we can fix this situation.
I think you just picked a not insane person from the get-go. That's what I'm saying. Preventative measures, man.
Yeah, that's
right. You got to take preventative measures.
Yeah, there's no hangover here. It's just
also, I fixed my nails. I don't have painted nails anymore.
Yeah, he did. I can't even see us anymore because Gary's Googling cardio definition.
Dude, after we recorded that podcast, I just started having a fucking identity crisis. I was like texting on my phone. I was like, who am I? And I just had to. You
think that had anything to do with all of the ketamine you were taking?
It had a lot to do with that.
I would imagine,
I'd say mostly
taking a very strong dissociative would have a lot to do with who am I? Whose hands are these?
You know. Oh man, dude! One of my best friends, Max Kalp, said that once when we were on mushrooms together. He's dead now. Rest in peace. But that was hilarious. Rest in power, Max. We were just walking around, and he's like, "Whose hands are these?" Good times.
That's fun.
That's that guy. He was one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Oh, good. I'm glad he's dead. Less competition for me. Fuck you, Max. I'm funnier.
He wasn't a comic.
Longevity, right? Bitch. Oh, all right. Well, he probably would have been cool at parties.
He was a really good like DJ and music producer, and he would do this shit where he would.
Those guys love overdosing. It's like their shit.
I mean, so do comics.
Yeah.
Give me 5 years.
Yeah.
He would take like sound clips. Like he had this one thing where like the lead up was coming, and then he would crop in the anchorman who was like, "I have a very important announcement, cannonball," and then the beat would drop, and I was like, "This is hilarious and sick."
Yeah, and then in retrospect, you're like, "That's just a good drop." Like anchorman quotes were only funny because we were 14.
Well, he died a long time ago.
Yeah,
like 10 years ago.
Hell yeah, he was ahead of his time.
We were
18.
18, 19, yeah. Math.
Do you think in the future that they'll use clips of this in a documentary about how we both got our like crippling drug addictions? That's Gary's version of parenting.
Gary's yelling at his kid.
Yeah. Gary does parenting with the same level. Help for ketamine abuse is what he has pulled up.
No, man. Listen, ketamine has been really helpful ever since I started referring to the dosages as therapeutic.
Yeah. I showed up at your house the other day, and I walked in, And like I tried calling when I got there, and I knocked on the door and you didn't answer, so I opened the door and I walked in. Your pit bull, which is supposed to be this vicious guard dog, just comes to me like, "Hello, I'm Pablo."
Like, he knows you.
Yeah, he loves me. But like he didn't know he knew me from through the door that I knocked on. He just came out and was like, "Oh, good, it's a friend." And then I walked back and I see you, and you've got like galaxy lights shooting around on the roof. It's the other lights are off. Your mattress is on the floor, and you're laying there in your boxers with the biggest fucking smile on your face. You're like, Mike? Yeah. I'm in a K-hole. I was like, oh, so you forgot I was coming over, or no?
No, just didn't care.
No, yeah.
I remember asking you repeatedly, like, how am I doing to you right now? Like, that was like the concept of the question.
I
think I was trying to ask you, like, could I pull off being a normal person?
The first thing that happened is I said, "You've been talking to a girl. How is that going?" And you said, "She's like a bowl of chili." And I said, "I didn't even know you liked chili." "Yeah, I love chili." I was like, "I've never even heard you talk about it." "Well, I just moved to Texas." I was like, "All right." And then 2 minutes after that, you're like, "What if we did this as a podcast? We just did a bunch of ketamine. Would that be funny? Is this good?" And I was like, I don't think it would track very well. And then like 30 more times, like, "Hey, but what if this was a podcast?" I was like, "Hey, bud, do you know what we were just talking about?" So ketamine's been going well.
Oh, yeah, it was good. I'm done with it now. I went on a little binge for a minute there, and it was helpful, dude. It makes me feel like I'm in the, like, you ever blow the dust out of an old Dell? Like
No, only HP. Is this a Dell specific analogy?
What do you call that thing? Not the monitor. The thing
PC?
down here.
The tower.
The tower, yeah.
Yeah, there's two of them usually.
You ever unscrew it and look around?
Yeah.
And there's like a light in there, and like, why is a light in there?
Yeah,
There's a bunch of circuit boards and
that's
fans.
what holds the elves.
I feel like I'm back in there, and I'm just like looking around at reality, and I can just like my thoughts are just like a grid of file cabinets, and I can kind of just pull them out and like peruse them.
A what of file cabinets?
A grid.
Oh, okay.
So like a shit ton of file cabinets.
You don't have to pull up what a grid looks like.
I did pull up what exactly is a cave.
Look up.
We already know. We have firsthand experience.
Dude, a year ago today, I got back to America from South America. I got back to North from South.
All of that sentence was so confusing. All right. I get it now.
I got this. This is an alpaca sweater that I got in Peru.
Is it made of alpacas or just has alpacas on it?
It is made of alpaca, I hope.
That's crazy. It's a great sweater.
Yeah, everyone is like, let me have it. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
That's a weird thing. I like your possessions. Give it to me.
I know. I guess
Why don't people just appreciate things?
This is the
Also, can I have your car?
This is the only thing that people want. Like, no one's ever been like, your flamethrower is cool, let me have it. But everyone's like, give me that sweater.
I would love to have your flamethrower, but I would never use it. It's the same thing that happened when I bought a cheese gun. They make a gun it's like a glue stick gun, but for cheese, it's called a fondoodler. And I bought it. I was like, I want a fondoodle. I want to draw things with cheese. And I bought it.
You were just practicing killing yourself.
Yeah, of course. Well, I am
pulling
still
trigger.
killing myself. It's just slower. Like, ah.
The long con.
Yeah. But yeah, I bought it. I loaded up with cheese. I fondoodled once, and then was like, what did I think I was going to do with a fondoodler?
That.
I thought I'd enjoy it more, I guess. But I'm
still have it?
No.
Where is it?
I'm sure gone. I had that when I lived in Austin. When I left Austin to go to LA, I gave away like 80% of my shit.
And you're about to do that again to
Yeah.
back here,
Yeah. I moved back here, but all my stuff is because I got fucking arrested when I came to do my honeymoon with my wife. I was like, yeah, I'll drive in from LA to come see Brittany. Then I got in Dripping Springs where we had the festival.
Almost made it.
I almost did. I was like 30 minutes from home, and then the police. I had your suitcase with your mic cables and your keyboard.
Yeah, all my music shit.
Yeah,
and then I had a bottle of pills for my dog Pablo, and it said Pablo Escobar with the address 123 Main Street. Because you don't need my address. Just scribble on a piece of paper.
Dude, I'm getting pulled over.
I told that story at the round.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, I started off the day by telling the story because I was like, "This is the first time I've been back to Dripping Springs since I got charged with a felony for weed that I bought with a debit card." Like, it is insane to me. I went through a drive-thru in Palmdale, California, and I bought a gram of fucking wax, and I had my little wax bong sitting in my cup holder, and I drove for 2 fucking days like that because I'm a white guy in a Prius. No one looks twice at that. They're like, "Oh, you're driving bad? You're in a Prius. That's what you're supposed to do." And I get into Dripping Springs, and it's late at night, and they pulled me over for my license plate light being out. So they pulled me over, and I didn't even think at all to hide any of my weed. It's all in plain fucking sight. Like, just didn't even think about it because I was like, "Oh, what are they gonna do? I'm me." Like, they don't.
What are they gonna do? All they have is a badge and a gun. And
they don't
handcuffs
care.
And a car
yeah, there's not like a
windows.
historic level of tension with police right now. So he pulls me over and then he like immediately sees the weed and he's like, "I see that marijuana there. I'm gonna have to search your vehicle." And I was like, "Ah, shit, man, I totally forgot." Yeah, I'll tell you where.
No, you don't have to. It's all right here. That's the point. Yeah, that's why I left it out for you, officer.
And I was like, "I'll tell you everything is like, there's like a bag of weed in between the seat and the middle console. There's some pipes and stuff up there." So he starts searching my car. You call me. So I'm supposed to be at your house, and my ringtone goes off in my insanely overdone crazy sound system and explodes "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus at ear-splitting volume.
You drive a fucking small Prius with the entire trunk full of speakers and subwoofers. So the point, you can't fit anything back there.
Yeah, it's great.
And
I regret nothing. It's the best car ever. It's a tiny, loud Prius.
I'm not shitting on it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And it was loud enough to be a problem for someone searching your car in silence.
A cop who's trained to have nerves of steel heard Miley Cyrus so loud that he jumped and hit his head.
That made me so happy that I was the cause of that.
Yeah, for sure. So after that, like, he unplugs my phone and everything, and then they have me in the back of the car, and so they're searching everything. They find the wax, and he's like, "All right, this is a felony here. I'm going to have to take you to jail." And then they are pissed that I didn't tell them about that, so they keep searching the car. And then they find this pill bottle that doesn't say veterinary hospital. It's just a green pill bottle, and it says Pablo Escobar, named after notorious drug kingpin Pablo Escobar. And it's a bottle of pills with a generic 123 Main Street, Los Angeles, California address. So he's like, "Do you know Pablo Escobar?" And I'm like, "It's my friend's dog. I'll show you. He has an Instagram." So the cop doesn't let me hold my phone because I'm now in handcuffs. So I have to hold my face up to my phone, and then the cop has to go on my Instagram and I have to be like, "It's Pablo so friend." And he's like, "What?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. Pablo's so cute." He's like, "What?" I was like, "I can't explain this, man." So he goes, "Pablo's so friend." And so he pulls up, and his name is Pablo Escobar on Instagram. So he's like, "All right, we're still going to hold on to these and send them to the lab." And I was like, "I don't care, man. They're
I need
dog
those.
pills."
Those are like $200.
Yeah, so when I called to tell you about it, you're like, "Fuck, those are expensive." And I was like, "You got to call."
And you're like, "Yeah, but I have a felony. Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, I was like,
I'm being insensitive.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and so that ordeal is bad enough that I get arrested, but then the entire hour drive to the San Marcos jail, because it was Hays County, Dripping Springs doesn't have their own police department. So the entire drive to the jail, the cop is just telling me about how he doesn't think weed should be illegal. And he's like, "Man, I hate, it's just part of my job. I got to do my job. But, I don't understand, it's a plant. Why are we doing all this?" And it's like, dude, also heroin's a plant. Like, that's not like a good argument. So he's telling me all that. And then as he goes to check me into jail, as they're like searching me and like patting me down, like spread and cough style, he's like, "Oh man, I should have told you to pretend to be deaf." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "It's a fun prank. Like, I'm in on it, but I just tell them all you're deaf. And you pretend to be deaf and see if they talk shit, and then you fuck with them." And I was like, "Ha ha 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 ha." And he goes, "It's cool. He's a comedian." And then all the other cops were like, "Oh, tell us a joke." And I was like, "You got bullied in high school." Like, I don't know. So they check me in. They take me to do my fucking mug shots, and they're like, "Oh, you ready for your headshot, star?" I'm like, "I fucking hate you guys so much." So they check me in. I'm charged with felony possession of a controlled substance, which is the same thing you get charged for if you have meth. So I'm in jail with a bunch of people on meth.
Meth is a plant.
Okay. It grows on the pseudoephedrine tree. You'll notice it has a light blue flower, but only if you use lithium. So, anyways, so like I'm in jail, and like you've been to jail, right?
Yeah.
There's always that one dude in jail that like his whole identity is I'm really good at jail, and he's just like wanting to hand out jail advice.
Well, I've been in a holding cell.
When you're there for like more than a day and they like feed you and shit, there's always a dude that like as soon as food's coming, he's like, hey yo, if you're not gonna eat that, let me get that. And then he'll take all of the extra food and hoard it, wrapped in either like the toilet paper or in the styrofoam cups, and he'll just hoard extra food for snacking throughout the day. And he's like, it's a pro tip you learn when you've been here a few times. Like what, save food? Like, okay, man. Like it's a.
How do you know there's always a guy if you've only been that one time?
No, I've been to jail a few times. I'm not great at the law. I did this thing when I was in high school where I would get speeding tickets or tickets for not having my insurance with me, and then I would just pretend I didn't get that ticket and just ignore it, and then eventually those become warrants.
That's such a bad idea.
Yeah, no one told me that. And so I was like, it's fine. If I just don't get in trouble, it'll be fine. So like, that's how I got really good at talking to the cops. I remember getting pulled over one time when I was 16. I was going like 55 and a 30, but I had a radar detector. It just didn't go off that time. And I knew I had a warrant out. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is not going to be good. And the cop comes up and I'm like, officer, I just got a text from my mom that my dad hit her. And he's like, do you want me to follow you to your house? I was like, no, I want to handle it first. I don't want anything to get crazy. And he's like, okay, I'm going to
Wait, he let you go after that?
He's like, no, I'm going to follow you down to the end of the street. And if anything's gone wrong, you call us right away. And I'm like, thank you so much. My parents have been divorced for like 14 years at that point. my
but
parents
where
don't
I'm
even
from,
talk.
Actually in LA too, they have stickers, bumper stickers on the back, like most cop cars saying there's no excuse for domestic violence. And they take that shit pretty seriously.
No, he just was like, I get it.
So for him to be like, oh, your dad hit your mom? All right.
Yeah, no, he's like,
You take care of
yeah,
it.
you got it, bud.
Dude, you have insane luck with police.
No, they just, look at this face.
Yeah, I hate it.
Oh, come on.
I want to become a cop so I can arrest you.
Yeah, it would work. It would work. You would get up to the window and you'd be like, what is this aura I'm feeling? Are you a Jedi? I have to give you a warning.
You're probably right.
Yeah. Dude, it's insane. Like, I got in Utah when I got pulled over for my window tint being too dark. The guy came up to my window, and then he's asking me all these questions, and he goes to get his testing device to test how dark my fucking window tint is, and he comes back and he goes, sir, do you have any marijuana in the vehicle? I'm like, oh, no, of course not, officer. He's like, why is there a bong in your cup holder? And I'm like, on my feet, I'm like, oh, no, it's not a bong, that's an essential oils diffuser. It's got lavender in it. Do you want some? And he's like, oh, okay. And that guy, he ended up telling me where to get a good prime rib when I got to the next city I was going to in Utah. Like, no ticket, just a paper warning for my window tint being too dark. I didn't have insurance or any proof that I owned the car I was driving. I was just like, hey, I've got dealer plates that expired in 2019. It's June of 2020.
This is why black people are so angry.
I get it. I'm with them. I've been on the fuck the police train for a long time. All the wrong reasons, but for a long time. It's like, hey, I don't want to get in trouble for doing bad stuff. Fuck the police. And they're like, hey, we're being shot for nothing. I'm like, that's a better.
Yeah.
That's that. You should be bad.
Yeah, you're like, I've been on the other end of police racism. I get away with everything.
Yeah.
Not fair.
Don't stop. Don't keep letting me get away with everything, but also
it's a you or them kind of thing.
No, it doesn't have to be.
Just let everyone get away with it.
Here's the problem. We have forced ourselves into hiring stupid cops. We have to have dumb cops because if you test too well on the aptitude test, the cops kick you out because they have a higher turnover rate. Because if you're smart and you're a cop, you don't want to do your menial fucking day job of catching people doing wrong shit to punish them for it as some kind of bizarre deterrent. Like, you're not actually doing anything for public safety. You're just, like, hoping that people learn from consequences, which they never do.
Well, it's instilling fear. That's what keeps the peace.
You'd hope for fear, but it's really only fear if you're financially unstable. If you're somebody that can afford a ticket, it's just a minor inconvenience. Like, I've been around so many rich people.
I can afford a speeding ticket,
yeah.
and I don't speed.
There's a whole reason for that, but...
Judaism. Promo code Judaism. Go to honeblends.com. This podcast is brought to you by Hone. Cordyceps and ceremonial matcha combined to give you a fucking kick-ass morning start or pre-workout.
It's not just green dirt.
You can snort it too.
You can. Also,
and it works.
It's really good if you mix it with a lot of chocolate. I don't know.
Most things are.
I don't know if that's good brain-wise or whatever, but I've been taking it and mixing it with chocolate protein powder and doing that as a breakfast thing. And it's actually pretty... Because I would be honest, I don't like the flavor of matcha. It doesn't do much for me. It tastes kind of like what I would imagine going down on a monk is like. So...
It is sweetened with monk fruit.
Interesting. Which is what they call the Dalai Lama's cum.
I assume was already known.
Oh.
It has no sugar, but it's sweet.
Interesting. Oh, like xylitol. That kills dogs.
Yeah. Xylitol and erythritol kill dogs, and they're in sugar-free gum.
Yeah, so stop giving your dogs orbits.
Stop giving your dogs gum.
Yeah, if you want to fix their breath, put peanut butter.
And don't swallow it, because it takes 7 years to digest, which is 28 dog years.
You've got time. Swallow gum. I think that's silly. I think you should do what you want to. And if your heart tells you to swallow that gum, you swallow that gum, girl.
Yeah, not the dogs, though. Humans can do it.
Dogs can swallow, too.
7 years is a long time for a dog.
7 years is a long time for anybody.
I don't know. 7 years ago
It's a really long time for a cancer patient. That could be their whole life.
It is, often.
Arms of an angel. Sarah McLachlan.
We're switching back.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're like
I took a couple
offbeat
Benadryl
metronome.
today.
I don't have an excuse.
I was tired and feeling like maybe I was having cat allergies. I have a cat son. No, this is not a good sentence. I have a cat son now. I've hated cats pretty much my whole life. I had a pet cat for a little while that I only liked because...
Well, you should try some cat tranquilizer.
But ketamine. But so
Nice.
my wife had a cat. His name's Kaz. And he's very adorable and he's grown on me. And now I find myself giving him catnip frequently and then making him do stuff with a laser.
Ooh.
Because he just...
How do you describe the effects of catnip on a cat?
They look about the same way I feel when I find alcohol at a boring party. It's like, oh, things are good now. Yeah, let's fucking rage. Yeah.
What is it about catnip that does that only to cats? Because I'm pretty sure we have like the same neurotransmitters.
I don't know, but it does smell good and it looks very marijuana-y. There's a catnip company that sells it in raw, like the papers.
You ever tried it?
No, I haven't smoked it, but I've smelled it a bunch.
We should eat some.
Yeah, let's do it.
We should eat catnip.
There's a company that puts catnip in raw rolling papers with a filter, and they sell them as joints, and it's called meowawana. It's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
And it's for cats?
Yeah, it's for cats.
And they nibble on it?
Or smell it. I don't know that they eat it. I don't know that they're supposed to eat it, but like, maybe they do.
They have to.
They smell it a lot is the thing, because like they sell sprays and shit. That's what I've been using as a spray.
I spray it on them or on things?
I spray it on shit that I want them to be interested. I bought him a cat
Do
tower
they like rub
on
their
Cyber
face
Monday.
on it?
Yeah, they rub their face on it hard. It looks like like the first time you did ecstasy and you touched a sweater. Like that sweater on ecstasy is how cats feel on catnip. They're just like, I'm a cat or whatever.
Keep going. I'm almost there.
The problem though is that cats are just pieces of shit. Just like who they are as an animal. Like a dog, like with Pablo. Pablo wants to be happy, and he wants you to be happy, and he loves attention. And if you're like, Pablo, you're my favorite dog ever, he's like, you're the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. If you see a cat and you're like, hey, cat, I love you, I bought you a new toy, the cat's like, if you died, I'd eat your face.
Wait, what were you saying about why cats get so close to your face? Or
they check to see if you're dead. They're checking to see if you're breathing so they can start eating your face. That's why cats check your face. It's not some loving thing like a dog, like, I want to kiss your mouth maker.
I don't believe that, but I really want to.
Google it. Gary, this is something you can pull up. Cats smell your face to check if you're dead so they can start
Google
eating you.
cat smell face, eat dead human.
Yeah, that's exactly how I do it too.
Keywords, baby.
Yeah, I don't need structure whatsoever.
Google doesn't either. They don't care about the and the and
They
the
do
how
for
and
Boolean. Boolean.
You're getting all Cody on me.
Yeah, and or quotations. I know. We don't need images of cats.
Not images.
11 strange cat
Scroll.
behaviors. Yeah.
Dude, here you go again. Fucking whipping up shit. Why do cats smell your mouth?
Love eating faces. Look on there. There's so many stories of cats eating faces.
Google cat eat face.
Cat eat face, love so much.
Horrifying stories of animals eating their owners.
Huge cat boner, love eat face. Cat love eat face, give boner. It sounds like Charlie Day. You money me.
Yeah. I Google like Charlie Day.
Yeah. There it is. That's the description.
Wait, isn't that his real name?
I think so. Maybe.
What's his Always Sunny name?
Charlie Day.
No, he has a different one. It's Charlie Reynolds? No.
Gary, what do we have on
Gary,
time?
Google Charlie Day.
Oh, don't give him 2. Don't give him double Google.
You literally just typed in google.com. You know it fills in the rest of you can literally just type in the G and press enter.
So his real name is Charles Day, but
okay, what's his fucking name on
Charles
Always Sunny?
Peckham Gray. I like that. His name's Charlie.
I just saw something say Charles Peckham Day.
Yeah, that's his name.
Peckham, I just met him. Charlie Kelly. Okay, all right.
Oh, it is Charlie Kelly. That's pretty close.
I'm surprised I didn't know that. I've seen every episode like several times. Always Sunny is one of the greatest sitcoms. I wouldn't call it sitcom. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Greatest comedy shows ever.
Yeah, it's very funny.
It's been consistently hilarious the entire time. It's like they're on like season 15 now.
If you had picked any show, you get like one show to watch forever. What's your show?
Eric Andre.
Really?
Yeah.
You've already seen it so much that you're not going to get bored?
No.
All right.
Because there's always little things that I didn't pick up on. I think the Eric Andre show is the funniest show I've ever seen.
Okay.
Number
His
2.
movie was very funny.
Yeah. Bad Trip. Mm-hmm. You gotta stream that. You gotta do some deep Googling.
Oh, if you're in the mood for streaming something, you know what you should stream?
Urine?
The Miracle Morning documentary, because I'm in it. It just released on Saturday on Amazon.
Wait, is that the one where you weren't fat?
Yeah. So in 2015, lost 90 pounds and started a business and like switched my life around and everything was great and I'm so cool. And guys read this book and I got like really into the Miracle Morning. And so I was in the documentary about it. And so I lost all this weight. But by the time that the movie came out and they did their premiere at Alamo Drafthouse here in Austin, I had gained 70 of the 90 pounds back. So I show up to this movie premiere 30 minutes late, fat. And just people are like...
late and fat.
They have just seen the movie where they just saw how good I look in the movie. And then they come back and they're like, you look...
Oh, they're making a sequel.
Great.
I got to prepare for the next one. I got to lose even more this time.
Yeah, dude, it was so crazy. But people liked it. It's also really crazy, too, because there's a lot of, like...
our inner world.
When was this?
We give away our power.
Look,
we
that's
lose
how.
control. And
I don't think... Well, he won't copyright strike.
When was this?
That's just... So the official...
When did you film it? And when was the
fuck.
premiere?
The filming was, I think, 2015. The premiere, the first one of the first cut of the movie, I think was 2017.
Why did they take so long to get it out?
It's there was a lot of stuff that happened. Originally, I think there were like some creative differences, and then they had a new person come in. She got hit by a bus. Then her name was Teresa Larico.
What's a bus?
It's a public transportation. It's like a big car for a lot of people that don't have cars. And then it's big Uber by the city. And then, but it's a big Uber pool. So then she gets hit by a bus. And,
Uber poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Then the next guy, I think he got in a car accident or something. All sorts of shit. But so it finally has gotten to the point where they're like, okay.
Wait, were these the fat people?
No. So I was the weight loss part of the story. But most of these people are like, it's like Muhammad Ali's daughter and like famous motivational speakers. And like it's like similar to like The Secret. So the idea, the Miracle Morning is the idea you wake up an hour earlier, you do these 6 things, and then it makes your life incredible. And the
Just
guy,
visualize yourself as
Hal
not fat.
Elrod, that wrote the book, originally he got hit head on by a drunk driver, and they're like, hey, you'll never walk again. And then he ran a marathon. He was like, suck my dick. And then he was doing really great and doing coaching, and then the financial crisis in 2008, now he's poor. And he's like, I have no money. I was just successful. I want to kill myself. This is so depressing. What do I do? So he looked up all the habits of millionaires, and he wrote this thing, The Savers. silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing.
What's the S?
The first one is silence.
Silence?
Meditation.
All right.
And then the last S is scribing for journaling. So you do each of those things for 10 minutes, and then it makes your life better. And it really does. It's amazing. I don't get up in the mornings anymore because that shit's just rough for me. But, like, shit's great. Structure and wonderful. But, yeah, so that's what the movie's about. And it's a bunch of people who have massive transformations in their life from doing that. And then there's me. Like, it's 0% funny. None of the movie is funny. I don't make any jokes. It's me being very serious. Like, if you want to get your life together, you should do this.
That sounds hilarious.
It is if you know me now. And you've done drugs with me, and you've seen me at a party putting everyone's initials out in letters of cocaine. And they're like, wait, didn't you talk about how, like, competition shouldn't exist? Because if you picture everybody on a ladder, then it's, like, directly interfering with your ability to succeed. So you should picture everybody on a landscape, and we're all helping each other move forward. Like, what?
And now you're ruining my life by making me drink again to do this podcast.
This one was not as
Drinking,
good as the
fuck.
first one.
Yeah, not even close.
Oh, should we just scrap this whole thing?
No.
All right.
Someone will like it.
Yeah.
We
There's
don't have...
some funny stuff in there.
Like, if we had a huge following, I'd be like, yeah, we owe these people something. We're not getting paid for this.
We don't owe you shit.
Yeah, we don't... Fuck you guys, dude. Give us money. Come on.
Yeah.
If you give us money, we'll be funnier.
I think we should eventually start a Patreon and just post our nudes on it.
Yeah, I was going to say
For our
the
fans.
first part of that.
It's like an OnlyFans, but classier because it's on Patreon.
Can we talk about your Christmas card? Or is that a surprise?
No, it's not a surprise. I mean, like, I don't know that enough people are even going to see this for it to impact it. So me and Brittany are going to... So the genesis of this is last year I did a Thanksgiving photo because I was alone for Thanksgiving in LA. And I was like, how do I make this not depressing? I'll go to the store, I'll buy pumpkin pies, I'll eat them nude in my house. That sounds depressing when I say it out loud. But so I went and I got a pumpkin pie. And I was like, what if I took a picture of me with a pumpkin pie over my dick, holding some whipped cream, and then I'll have my volcano, the bag full of weed behind me, and it'll be a funny picture in my living room. Like, we'll do that. Girls always take thirst trap photos. They get 600 likes. I'll put my fat naked body, ironically. Did well. It was a good photo for me. People laughed about it. They share it all the time. So this year, since now I have a super hot wife, I'm going to be naked again, and I'm going to have a champagne bottle for my penis, and I'm going to be eating fried chicken, and then she is going to be on her knees in front of me with the champagne bottle in her mouth, holding the fried chicken, and then I'm just going to be like
the
champagne.
bucket?
Yeah, she's going to use the bucket to hide her boobies. And then I think we're going to put like a present to hide her butt. She got a donk. It's mwah. But we're going to use like a present to hide her butt. So it'll be like tasteful nudity, but I'll be giving her like a
You're actually going to do this,
champagne.
right?
Yeah.
Because that's going up on my fridge for sure.
It's going to be so funny. Also, I don't think I've never put it anywhere publicly on Instagram, but I have an ass tattoo of an avocado that says ass-vocado. There's not any good reason why I have that tattoo, but I've never put any pictures of it anywhere. So I'm going to have that facing forward.
I mean, I have a tattoo of a Louis Vuitton monogram on my ball sack, so I can tell girls I got them a designer bag.
I remember the roller coaster of emotions when you told me about that. You're like, Mike, I'm going to get this. And I was like, that's a funny joke. And I know I'm going to do it. And I was like, that's incredible and disgusting. And can I be there? And then, and then I drove over and I watched you get Louis Vuitton logo tattooed on your ball sack. And at the same time, hit on two women in the tattoo parlor. And it kind of worked.
One of them totally worked.
Yeah, one of them totally worked.
The other one, I was like, can I get your number? She's like, fuck no.
But I have a friend that would like you.
Yeah.
She alley-ooped you. She was like, you can't fuck me, but my friend for sure will. She loves that kind of weird shit.
Works for me.
Austin's great for you, man. Dude, Austin's great for me, too. That's where my wife is from. She's not from here, but she's
Austin's just a great place in general.
People are nicer, and they're not as hung up on appearances. So for fatties like me, you know, they give me a chance.
Yeah.
Now I have a hot wife. And for
ripped
obviously
people like
Semitic
me,
people,
that's just like a bonus. Girls have been telling me like, you're hilarious, and the fact you're good looking, that's like a plus too. I was like, can you be more like superficial?
yeah.
I don't want to have a personality.
Is that why you're mean to him?
No, it's because
hey,
I hate my mom.
Oh, that's good though. Oh, you're getting places. That's good.
I'm trying to be a better person. I've been being nicer to everyone.
Okay. No, I can see that.
A much nicer person. I've apologized to several people this week. I mean, I guess I'm still an asshole because I had to do that in the first place, but
I can generally tell by like how stable your life is by how many girls you tell me about having to apologize in that given week. You're like, dude, this week I had to apologize to 3 women. I was like, oh, he's doing good. That's a good week for Eli. He's like, dude, last week I had to apologize to 10 women. I'm like, you need to get back to 10th Planet and start choking out dudes before you have to apologize to more women.
Yeah, I'm trying to lower the curve.
It's crazy how much switching missionary position with another man does for your mental health.
What?
That's what you do like 3-4 times a week when you're like really happy and productive is you just put another man in missionary and then you have him put you in missionary. But that's all jiu-jitsu is.
I haven't been doing that much jiu-jitsu. I've been doing a lot of MMA.
Spicy.
Which if you're thinking like, oh, doesn't that just mean mixed martial arts? Aren't you just combining two? Well, no, it's like a specific class that it's basically boxing and wrestling for the most part. I mean, there's kicks and stuff too, but it's like, it is the most physically demanding thing.
Is the hardest part wrestling with your sexuality?
The hardest part is everything.
Yeah. No, it is very,
all
I
of
make
it
jokes,
is
but it's
so fucking
hard.
hard.
Yeah.
And I'm getting better at it, and it feels really good.
That is good.
And that's why I've been like, I'm not going to
Soon
drink.
you'll be able to beat up your dad.
Oh, no. I was able to do that when I was 17. My dad started yelling at me, and I was like, I could kick your ass. Don't you fucking talk to me like that. And he was like, all right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yes.
I think I got to
That's
that
the last
point.
time he ever flipped out on me.
It's a theme for you. Last time we talked about how you stopped girls from flipping out on you is you make them beat you. And with men, you're like, well, I'll beat you first.
Yeah, life is just all about finding how to subdue people without assaulting them. But you should be prepared to assault people just in case. It's in the back burner. I don't want to. I had a guy I was out last weekend, and this guy very rude was like, "You're in my seat," and I just got up.
What?
Yeah, he must have been like 21. He was like smaller than me. And I was like, all right. And then I thought about murdering him for like the rest of the night, but
everyone that's ever been rude to me,
but I don't regret not doing something, which usually, like previously, I would have been like, fuck that, like, that was stupid, but it was that was stupid that I punched that guy in the face, but it's better than fucking not doing something. So I think I'm past that now.
You ever think about taking like a knife and prying one of their teeth out and then putting a piece of a salt lamp back where their tooth was so
No.
it just hurts? Yeah, me either.
Never.
That'd be weird.
Dude, I have to pee really bad. Gary, how many minutes we in?
Oh, that's too many. All right,
that's a lot.
We're done here.
All right. Hey, thanks for watching.
Follow Octavius Thunder on Instagram, and I'm the Mike Eaton.
Follow the Mike Eaton.
I already said me.
Follow Castburgers.
If you want.
No. Regardless.
You have to follow. If you watch this, you're legally obligated, or now you have a child bride. It's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules.